Hey up everyone, the Yorkshire Magpie here. I hope you're okay. Before we get into the video, I just want to shout out my dad for sending me down these wicked shirts. He sent me down all these old football shirts to use for the video, so thank you so much, you're a legend. Another thing before we start, I just want to talk about the comments from last week's video. You know, there I was, you know, just minding my own business. The sun was shining, I was drinking a lovely brew, shout out Yorkshire tea. And I was just looking at all the nice comments people had left. So my friend Callum has put, as always, absolutely class. Love the part about football, thank you very much, mate. Yeah, I should probably talk about football a bit more on this channel, so I'll make sure I do that. Thanks for the feedback. I've got another comment from my friend Alfie. He's put, great vid, my man. I personally think Newcastle should aim to win and not lose. Hopefully that'll do the trick. And I was looking at it and thinking, how have I not thought of that before? How has Newcastle not thought of that before? Honestly, it's just genius. You should start your own football channel. Honestly, brilliant. But then, I see this. This name pops up on my YouTube feed. Steve Bruce commented on my video. And I think it's nice that he admitted that I was right and that his tactics are flawed. So I went and commented and said, you know, I'll help you out, Brucey, because rumour has it that Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola learned everything they know from me. But anyway, less of that, less of that. But as you can see, Brucey was having none of it, and he declined my offer for help. So you're on your own then, Brucey. You're on your what are you going to do now? You've not got my help, so we're definitely going to go down. Honestly, it's just a real shame. It is a real shame. You need to grow up. Anyway, let's talk about the game. So we had a 1-1 draw with Aston Villa last night, and it was one of those games, wasn't it? I don't know what it was, but before the game I was saying to my housemates, I just had this feeling that we were going to get something out of the game tonight. I went into the West Brom game thinking, I just can't see us getting anything out of this. But I felt strangely positive yesterday. Don't get me wrong, I'm really happy with the draw, with the point, and it was probably a fair result. But you know what, a part of me thought maybe we should have won the game. For the first 10 minutes I thought we started okay, but we allowed them too much of the ball. They had 30% possession in the first 10 minutes. Whenever they had the ball, we were playing with a really high press and it was really nice to see. However, what we were doing, we were pushing the front three up and leaving a massive gap between the strike and the midfield. So we were really compact at the back, and up top we were really spread out. And I mean, that's good because we were trying to close people down, but Aston Villa were just passing through the gaps and playing around us. I think as a team we have to decide whether we're going to be more compact and structured or spread out and fluid, because if it's a mix of the both, we're leaving too much space for the opposition. Defensively though, we looked really solid. For example, in the 16th minute, Dummett defended really well against Traore. He shrugged him off and stopped Traore coming into the box. Unfortunately though, Traore went off the pitch and into one of the signs and it looked like he really hurt himself. He came off injured, so I hope he's okay. And although that's positive, unfortunately, as always, we have negatives to take out of the game as well. So I'm going to try and rectify one of the negatives right now. So Brucey, if you're watching again, take note, mate. So this is for my man John Joe Shelby, yeah? So John Joe, when you have the ball, yeah, it's there, yeah, you've got the ball? Great, great, great. So you need to look at the ball to know where you're going to kick it, right? Yeah, but before you kick the ball, do this with your head. Oh, wow. I can see other people and other options, so I know where to kick the ball to. You know, it'll really, really help. Countless times in the game, John Joe had the ball and just hit it without looking up and it just goes straight to the opposition. There was another throw-in situation, same as last week. John Joe made a bit of space, he asked for the throw-in was made to him and he didn't look up, he just hit the ball and it went straight to an opposition player. Why? Why are you doing that? Look up, we've got possession. Looking at my notes from the game, that's 3 times in the first half that I've put John Joe Shelby not looking up again. Sort it out, mate. Let's go back to the positives though. In the 28th minute, we had a really nice passage of play. We crossed the ball in 3 times. We were really high up the pitch and we were really close to getting a diving header from Joey, but of course, he missed the ball. Joe Linton is really poor in the final third. It could be down to talent, but as well, I think it's a confidence thing. His confidence is really shot. But to be fair to him today, apart from the final third, I mean, he spends most of his time on the pitch in the final third, But anyway, apart from the final third, I think he played well. He was one of our most positive players. He looked really strong. He looked really quick. He was creating problems for the Aston Villa back line. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get a shot off or a pass off to another player for us to finish those attacks. I think putting Joey on the right leaves him quite isolated out on that flank, so I think today would have been good if we played a 4-4-2 with him and Gale up front. I think they would have worked really well off each other, and maybe some of those opportunities Joe Linton created would have been easier for him to find another player in Gale, or find himself in a better position in the centre so it's easier for him to have a shot. It's not just on Joey though. I think all decision making in the final third from every player was pretty poor today. We did create some opportunities, but we could have created more if that decision making had just been a bit quicker or a bit more confident. I think we're missing confidence in a lot of these players. We tried to play a lot of Route 1 football again today, which is to be expected from this Newcastle team. But because we had that space between the attack and the midfield, which I was talking about before, whenever we didn't win a header, they were getting the ball and then they had so much space to attack us. I was happy to see Gale start. I rate him. I think he's a decent player, but I think if we're going to play that way, we need to start with Andy Carroll up top. It just makes sense. He's the target man. He's the one that can control the play from the air, get the ball down onto the ground and pass it out to the other players. Overall, though, in the first half, we played much, much better than we did against West Brom. And at the end of the half, we had 50% possession, so you know, it was quite an even game. The second half, for me, felt a lot more positive. I feel like we were creating better chances. John Joe Shelby was finally looking up and finding players. So yeah, we just started off much, much better than the first half for me. Notably, our best chance was for Murphy, who came on as a substitute. I think he's done really well coming on as a substitute for us this season. He managed to get himself into some space in the box, and he hit the crossbar. He should have finished it, but it was really close. Also in the 82nd minute, Manquillo came on as a substitute, so it was really nice to see him back. I don't think he had the best game, but you know, it was nice to get him a few minutes under his belt. So approaching the end of the second half, I thought we were playing well. I think we really deserved a draw, but I think we could have pushed on and got a win. But in the 86th minute, Villa had a crossing from the side. Watkins got on the end of it with a diving header, and unfortunately it hit the knee of Kieran Clark and flew into the top corner. It's just one of those things, and not much they could have done there. Clark maybe could have been a bit further forward earlier, but I'm not going to blame Clark for that. I think he's been so good for us this season, and it's just one of those things in my opinion. After that goal, I felt really deflated because I didn't think we deserved to be in that position, you know, a goal down heading into the last 5 minutes of the game. We started pushing everyone up the pitch, which was leaving us really exposed at the back. Villa had 2 great chances and they could have made it 2 or 3, but Dubravka, the GOAT, saved our bacon once again. It was in injury time. I thought it was all over, and to be honest, I was pretty down in the dumps. But then out of nowhere, Jacob Murphy picks up the loose ball at the edge of the box. He crosses it back in. Jamal Lascelles beats his man. Boom! What a header, son! Jamal Lascelles, our captain, saves us with the last touch of the game. You legend. I can't remember the last time I celebrated a goal like that. It was the best. And I'm so glad we got that header because we definitely deserve to get at least a point out of the game. So, yeah. Well done to the boys today. I think we did all right. A lot of Newcastle fans don't agree with me though. I was reading some comments on Newcastle United's Instagram page, and a lot of the fans were saying that we played really badly. And I understand we're not playing the most attractive football at the end of the day, but to get a point from Villa, I think is quite good. I think it's too late for a lot of Newcastle fans, and I think a lot of them just want Bruce out, and I understand that. But credit where credit's due, the boys worked really, really hard today. But as I always say, that's just my opinion. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. Shout out to my newest subscribers, my granny and my granddad. I hope you enjoyed it. Hi, I'm on the big screen. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.